Death lays an egg.
Laid an egg.
Laid an egg. Sorry, I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Death laid an egg. Restoration. Why this story? Why spend all your time?
I'd always wanted to release Italian films, and I'd always, the Italian licenses have always been quite difficult to deal with because they're really expensive. And if you want to have a new master made, you have to pay a lot of money for the licensing plus the new mastering. And I'd always been saying to Jake we should do a crowdfunder. So he essentially said, "Look, let's just bloody do it. You've had this idea going around, so let's try it." So we did a crowdfunder on Indiegogo, and we raised the money. And we started the process of getting the restoration done. When we went back to the original negative, we assumed it would be complete, but unfortunately they cut the negative. But after a lot of research, I managed to track down an uncut archive print. So we had to have 2 masters done, 2 transfers done, and we put them together.
But that means that the version that we've got is 15 minutes longer, and it's a version of the film which no one's seen since like 1970 in Italy, and it's only screened once ever. So this is like the first time people are going to be able to see the entire director's cut.
There's an extra character in it that no one's seen before, and there's a whole sequence where they go into a cinema to watch a short movie about eggs and chickens. I won't say too much. It's just really surreal. There's also some really nasty footage in a factory farm of slaughterhousing and chicken, because he was anti-factory farming and everything like that, and he could predict where the food industry was going back in the 60s. Yeah.
But it's got a lot of weirdness, but also mixed with very kind of glamorous actresses.
Jean-Louis
Brida, and Iwa Orlin from Candy, who's incredibly looking, and it's Jean-Louis Trintignant, who was a brilliant actor, French actor, and he's fantastic. So you've got this great cast in this very strange setting.
With a really completely mad soundtrack by Bruno Maderna.
Yeah. And with these sort of stories, with horror, there's so much more subtext that's going on that people don't normally recognise with horror.
Yeah. Well, with this particular film, because the director Giulio Questi was, he fought in the against the anti-fascists. So he was when he was a young man, he was always very political, and he became a sort of dyed-in-the-wool communist as he got older. And a lot of his views are very much about, he felt like the corruption of society, and so there's a lot of layers of meaning in all his films. And he tended to use genre to repackage an idea. So with Death Laid an Egg, he was like the giallo, like an anti-giallo. With the next film he did, which was Arcana, and that was his kind of anti-supernatural film. Yeah, and that's lost, but there's a version of it.
Looking into that one.
And the very first film he did was like the anti-western, which was
Tango Kill, If You Live Shoot.
Yeah, so and he only made those 3 feature films. But they're all very, very, they've got a lot to say. There's a lot of layers in them. So for film fans, we think it's a real treat,
And where can people see the film?
It's coming out on Blu-ray. We're still working on putting extras together, because we did it with another film called Lady Frankenstein, so we're working on both releases at the same time. So we hope to get them out later this year, but it's still a lot of work to be done on them. But we hope we're doing all we can to get them out.
We're just literally finishing off the extras at the moment, and we've got Alan Jones of FrightFest and Kim Newman, and they're going to be doing the audio commentaries, and that will probably be the very last thing of the extras that we record, which will be at the end of this month. So September. End of September. But we had to find a date when both Alan and Kim can physically free at the same day. So that's when we're doing it. So when that's done, we'll then get on to mastering the discs. So we're hopeful that we're hoping we may be able to get them to people for Halloween.
Because it was Indiegogo, we have to send them out to the people who pledged first before that, and then they'll probably be in the shops early next year. Then
they'll go on sale a few months after that. So, watch this space, and
you can still buy them on the Indiegogo like Nucleus Films European Cult Film Restoration.
If people are interested and they want to buy them, if they visit the Nucleus Films page, they can link through to the Indiegogo campaign, which is in demand at the moment. So they could still pledge if they wanted to get the films.